Lovely people, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are highly welcome to my channel. Did you all miss me as much as I missed you guys? Because I missed everybody who has been interacting with me. Thank you so much. You are all welcome. If this is the first time you are clicking on a video on YouTube and seeing my face, I appreciate it. My name is Ajala and you are welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to the channel and stay with me. On this channel, I talk about trending issues, especially as they affect women in Nigeria, and these are very tough times to be a Nigerian or to even live in Nigeria. There's a joke that people are saying right now, say it's a difficult time to be both a Nigerian and an Arsenal fan or a Buhari supporter. Buhari is the name of the president of our country, and at the moment we are suffering from one of the worst forms of incompetent government you can think of. But I'm not even here to whine about it. Somehow, I think we Nigerians, we have this resilient spirit. We have the ability to somehow thrive in difficult circumstances. So yeah, I am doing fine. And if you are listening to me, you're in Nigeria, how are you? How are you coping? What kind of coping mechanisms have you developed in order to not lose your mind, in order to keep your head above the water? Because frankly speaking, it is a talent to live in Nigeria right now. How are you coping? Actually, I kept telling myself, Angela, you need to come and film. I have a book that I have written down all the things that I need to film for the next 3 months, but no time. No time in between motherhood, in between all the bad news that can just so demoralize you. You wake up in the morning and it's as though it is bad news galore. You don't want to turn to the radio, you don't want to open social media, you don't want to turn to the television. It's just so tough right now. And the rave in Nigeria at the moment is everybody is looking for how to leave the country. I cannot blame these people, frankly speaking. I don't blame those that want to leave Nigeria. And there's a limit to how far patriotism can take you. Even as I am in Nigeria, I'm not really in Nigeria out of patriotism. I'm not going to lie to you guys that I have not considered leaving the country. It is in my bucket list, but at the moment, not so much. But a lot of Nigerians, the first thing they want to do is fly out of the country. The slightest change they get, they want to go out of the country without considering where they are going to or anything like that. And frankly speaking, I think we have to be very careful with the way we do all this. I want to jackpot from Nigeria and all that. Yes, Nigeria has issues, but there's one thing I always tell people, and me, I respect the Black Americans so much. I draw a lot of inspiration from them, because when their country was not working for them, they didn't run away and go to other countries to beg for visas. They stood in that country and fought for what they rightfully believed to be theirs. And for a very large extent, America is what it is because of the because of the struggles of the Black Americans. It was with their blood that the civil liberties that they enjoy in America today, the foundation for that was laid with the blood of Black Americans. So I wish that Nigerians will stay back and let us confront this terrible regime. It's not going to be there forever, but anything you allow will continue. If all of us run out of the country, what's going to become of Nigeria? What is going to become of Nigeria? And I don't really like it anyway. And I've told you guys in another video that unless it is absolutely necessary, I do not plan to go out of Nigeria. As for me, do you understand? So, but it's still in the bucket list. So with this kind of insecurity, I don't want my children to grow up in a place where you are afraid that bullets are going to pass here and pass there for you. It's not a good place to raise Nigeria. And then again, I have said it before in another video that I was addressing specifically Nigerians, that the problem of Nigeria is its people. It's not the land itself. It's the people, and the government consists of the people. So that's just the way it is anyways. For those of you that are planning to run out of the country, and all you need to see in Nigerian social media is how everybody's talking about relocating to Canada, how I relocated to Canada, the way you can relocate to Canada. Even ads now pop up on my Facebook timeline, relocating abroad. And a lot of people are just relocating like they are not considering where they are going to or anything. So me personally, I have thought about this, and I told myself, if I am going to relocate out of Nigeria, I will live to a country that is better than Nigeria. And there are some indices that you can use to know whether a country is peaceful or not, whether it is going to have problems in future or not. So this one advice now, it is just free charity work I am doing my Father Christmas to my fellow Nigerians, or to anybody who wants to go out of Nigeria. it is as much as possible, don't go to a country where literacy levels are low. One of the problems that we're having in Nigeria, and it is the birth of it is the grandfather of so many of the issues we're dealing with in Nigeria right now, is the fact that we have a predominantly illiterate population. What is happening in Nigeria is basically that the hens have come home to roost. We spent the last 20 years looking at people who were reproducing without control, without any means of giving them a sound education. It is education that will give you access to opportunities. Okay, so if you want to relocate, don't relocate from Nigeria that has problems with illiteracy to go to another country that has the same problems. Even if they look as if now they don't have problems, in future they are going to have problems. Anywhere that has high rates of illiteracy, 2, poor human rights records, especially if their human record, they spend a lot of their energy and time persecuting women. You guys know women are my favorite people in the world, and I say this always. You can judge any civilization, you can judge any country, you can judge any people by the status of their women. So if you see a country that maltreats their women, if you see a country that they have all sorts of cultural practices in order to subjugate women, that's not a country that I want to be in. Even if it looks as if it is peaceful now, in future they are going to have problems. And for me, because of that reason, the entire Middle East is ruled out, because I consider it a place where they do not respect their women. They treat their women like chattel. Apart from that, look at the kind of stories that are coming out from there. When you see all these African women, Nigerian women, Ghanaian women, Kenyan women, they go there to go and be domestic help. The kind of horrible stories they bring out scares me, and I don't consider the Middle East a place where I should live. Another factor that I would like you to consider again before you move to any country is the kind of diplomatic relationships between your country and that country. So if you are living from Nigeria to another place, make sure that there is at least a high commission or an embassy of Nigeria there. It means that at least there is diplomatic relations between your country and them, and in case you fall into any problem, theoretically you can go to the embassy of your country and you will be helped. But you see, some people, your country does not have a consulate, does not have a high commission, it does not have an embassy. You will see people rushing there. In case you have problem, who is going to deliver you? What is going to happen? Who is going to stand up for you? So and I will advise that if you are going to go to, make sure that there is a high commission or embassy there that you can go to in case there's any problem. Then another thing again is the resource factor. And I know I'm sounding too philosophical, but look at the whole of the African continent. Any country that has high illiteracy levels, and then there is resources in that country, natural resources, that country is unlikely to have any form of sustainable peace. So look at Nigeria, look at the Democratic Republic of Congo. While there is plenty of resources, at this point, maybe you start talking of the influence of external powers. I do not know. But don't go to any country that's the major revenue earner for the country is resource-based. Go to a country where the major revenue earner is from agriculture or tourism, because the consequence is that the people of that country tend to be more educated and more enlightened. The government tends to be more accountable, because plenty of resources means corruption, because it is the government that will sell the resources. The money comes into the hand of the government, and the government may not necessarily feel the need to account to the people for where they got the money. But if the money is gotten from taxation, it means that the government understands the need to invest back in the people, because the people have to be smart enough to earn money in order to bring money into the country for the government to tax and then run the affairs of the government. So as for me, any country that their economy is basically run by resources, not by services, I will not live there. Any country with a poor human rights record, especially if the human rights record is poor towards women, and I have said my own pop and plain, that means I cannot live in even the Dubai that people are saying is a fantastic place. I will not live in that place. In fact, if I count me out of living out of Africa, I love Africa so much. I cannot live outside of Africa. I can visit other places and then come back to Nigeria or come back to a safer African continent if anything happens to Nigeria. Please take cognizance of that. So while you are abroad, all these stories of, you know, at a point it was all over. People were just routinely picking on Nigerians and persecuting them. At the moment, we have so many domestic issues that the government does not really have the energy or the stamina to go around checking for other countries. How are Nigerians doing there? So please protect yourself as much as possible. Don't go to a country where you know Nigerians are not welcome. There are some people that in their countries, they have shown open hostility towards Nigerians. If you are wise, don't go to that kind of country. And if you are in Nigeria, like me here, in the meantime, try as much as possible to be very, very security conscious. Try as much as possible to live within your means. If you have the ability to get a source of income outside of the government, please try as much as possible to do that. I hope I have made some sense to you. If you have stayed with me up to this end, thank you. I really appreciate it. Please give me a like and a comment. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're outside of Nigeria, tell me what you think of the stories that come out of Nigeria. I'd like to know. Please engage me in the comment section. I'll be waiting for you. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.